Hey guys, this Venus. Yes, I shot 2 videos in a row. That's why I still got on the same yellow sweater. But, excuse me, a lot of people ask me how do I do sister locks, because my sister locks don't look quite like how everyone else's does. So I like to do my sister locks by, I pull the hair down. See how I open it up in the middle? I pull that hair down and I make my knot on the bottom. Because I ain't finna, all that finger twisting and twirling don't work all the time for me. So I just go ahead and make me a small little double knot on the bottom. And we can get rid of that knot later with time. As time goes, that knot will go away. So I start me a little knot somewhere. And so as you can see, I got some hair that's not in the knot and some hair that is. So it's okay. I just needed a little base. So then I take this hair and I flip it over like this. Pull it through there. Then I come through here and I pull his hair in here. And I do it's like a 2-point rotation, but I use a different strand, a different area every time I go through. So I come back through here and pull it through here, and then I come back this way, and then I pull it this way, and then I come through here. I hate sister locks. They take forever doing it this way. So I feel like it makes no sense to do this, because I can get the same result by doing plaits. So I like to do mines. I like to do sister plaits. I braid mines up. It take them just the same amount of time to lock as a sister lock. They look just like sister locks when they turn over. And I did not have to spend 14 hours doing this. This is ridiculous. I said, no way. I'm not doing any more sister locks. And if I do, they're going to cost you a good penny, because it takes too long to do this on a head. So I just, not with that. So anyway, so I come through here, and I come through here, and I come through here, and I just keep going back and forth until I get it all the way up. And as you can see, it's starting to lock. See, the ends is already, this much is already done. And so that's what I do. Because it takes so long, I don't do the 4-point. I just pull through a different strand every time I come through here. I make sure I come all the way down to the nitty gritty. Come all the way down to where you can't go no more. Flip it over. Then I come through here from west to east. Pull in from north to south. I pull under, north to east. Pull in, north to south. Pull under. And that's what I do all the way up. I do this all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. And so by the time I get this far, I'm like, Lord Jesus. I get this far. So by the time I get right here, I'm over it already. I usually grab my tool. And then I start here, and I just go from here, and then I go here. My tool wasn't open. Close it, and then I come down a different way. Close it. Come on up. Come back up. Different way. Come through there. And that's what I do. I get my locks in there, and I do that until it's done. It just takes forever. Jesus, it takes forever doing it this way. So you can see it still got a lot of space to go. I got that much space left. But that's what I do until I get the lock all the way done. So I'm going to show you, I wanted to show you guys what I do when I get a gap. So let me show you. So sometimes you can do this and you'll get a hole in a lock like this. See, this is a hole in a lock. And when you get a hole in a lock, you cannot just put this in here. You put this in here and pull this through here, you're going to make the lock hole bigger. It's going to unravel and make it open. So when you go through here, you want to grab a little bit from one side of the lock and grab a little bit from the other side of the lock, right? And then when you do that and you pull this through here, you close the hole. You pull that through there. See there? You pull it through there, close the hole. The hole is closed. That's what I do. Now, this is a big tool to do that with. When your locks get mature, you don't want to do that with this. You want to use something much, much smaller. So I ordered these little guys, and I made them the way I wanted them to be. So I have a couple in here. So this is how this came. It came like this. And it's got a little bend on the bottom, which is what I love because I want to be able to swoop up under there. But that hole is tiny. So I took and put a whistle name in it and opened my hole up and made my own hook. Let's see, I got the little hook on the bottom. So I just put this in here. This will fit right up in here. I'll put it in here and then I can just do this. Now, I have these too. Now, these I use for when I'm closing holes. Let me show you. This is what I lock my locks with. This little lock thing here. That's my favorite tool for my hair. My locks is easier for me to control when I do that. But this little guy's got this clear little rubber piece here. See how it's moving? It's flexy little rubber piece, if you can see that. It's a little rubber piece here. These is perfect. They're just about as skinny as the lock. And I put it through here, do this little rubber piece here. And then if there's a hole somewhere, I take this little guy and I take a little piece from this side and a little piece from that side. I'm gonna go back up here to the same hole so you can see like how it really closes. And I'm gonna do a different piece. And then I just pull this little guy here through here. See there? Pull him through there, and then he closes the lock without interfering or making a hole. It's a bigger hole in the lock. And so what I do is, so you see how skinny that is? So what I do is when I do my braiding technique, let me show you what I do when I do braidings. When I do braid a sister lock in, I take my little hair. Get it the way I want it. And then I take and I braid this hair down, right? I braid this hair down. So I braid this hair down. It don't take me but a few seconds to braid this hair down versus when I did that whole lock, right? And I like to keep I still braid keep the braids nice and tight like how they do when you're doing your interlocking. So I still keep this part nice and tight. I don't want any holes. So I braid this on down. Keep it, and I pull up to make sure that I don't have any holes in my braids. So, you don't have to braid tight, but you do want to make sure that they're close. Because when you wash and you start washing all the time, they'll start looking like holes just like how the Sisterlocs do. And so when that happens, that's when my little tool comes into play. Let me get this down just a little bit further because it does better when it's braided right for demonstration and for real life. So once you get that hair all the way down, and then let's say oh man, I got a little hole right here later when I wash and it bubbles up, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna take this little guy here, this little elastic tool, I'm gonna put it through here. And then I go back through here, and just the same way I did the sister lock, I take a little piece from this side of the braid and a little piece from the other side of the braid, and I pull this through here, and I close the hole. See here, I didn't make a hole. It didn't make a hole, and it didn't create. It didn't make a hole. It closed the hole. And that's what I do. So when these get old, they start buckling and they get fat. And they start looking like dreadlocks. So that I do the same thing. I just take this tool and I pull through every couple areas on the lock. And then before you know it, it looks just like my sister lock. When they start to grow out, how sister locks have that twisted look to it. See how it look more twisted than my braid do? I just go through here with this tool and go through every couple areas and interlock them. And they look just like the sister locks. And see how they both skinny. And over time, when they turn over, you will never be able to tell. Now, the two things the reason why I truly love the braid is, let me show you if you can see that. If you can see in the sister lock, when you do those rotations, you see how you end up with all like 1,000 of these little bumpy guys. I hate those because I feel like they're visible. I hate them. But you see in the braid is seamless. It don't have those little bumpies in it. So what happens is when this hair swells, you can see these little bumpies to me. They pop out. Some people say they don't see them. I do. I know what I'm looking for, I guess. So when I go back through to create that look with this, I just do it on a much calmer level. It's not as visible as it is when it's like this. Like when you run your finger down this, you feel bump, 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 bump. But when you run your finger down this, you feel smooth. It's nice and smooth. So when I go back through with this tool and I create those areas to make it look like a sister lock, they still feel very together and feel real unison. It's not bumpy like how it is when you do your sister locks. Some people like that textured feel. I don't. I kind of like it more relaxed. So when I come in and do a hot oil treatment or whatever, the lock looks beautiful. It don't look so fuzzy. Because these get super duper fuzzy. I don't know if it's because you can see here like how much fuzz is out in this lock. You can see how much this hair, like all the hairs don't get pulled inside. But when I braid it, you only get very minimum. And they're not real long. They're not real fuzzy because, you know, when you braid, you know how to tuck that hair and get all that hair in there. But it's not as fuzzy as the Sisterlocs are. And that's the only thing I don't like about Sisterlocs is that fuzz is so much sometimes. So I go back in with this and do that flip through like as if you closing a hole. But really all I'm doing is putting this hair inside the lock, making sure that the lock is not fuzzy and crazy looking. Because this is too big to shove through here to close the holes and to make those gaps and all that stuff to get rid of the fuzz. You can't do that with this. It's too big and it will cause a hole. You don't want to do that on a lock. So I got a couple clients that's going to be coming in soon and getting retwists and stuff. I'm going to shoot those videos so you guys can see how they look up close and personal. But yeah, let me see if I can get close on these two right now. Like, it's hard. It's hard to see. I'm trying to use my hand, but you can see how it's lumpy, bumpy, and then the braid is smooth, and it's the lumpy, bumpy. Sisterlock got a lot of free hair flying, and the braid don't. So that's just something that I do. That's something that I like. I like to braid it instead of the Sisterlock game, because at the end of the day, when these turn over, they both going to take about the same amount of time to lock and turn over. And they both look equally as good. And I'll post some of my, I got a Sisterlock client and I got a client who locked by braids. So you guys can see that in the end, they all look the same. The whole achievement was the same, to have a lock. So I'll post that video, post that picture in this video at the end of it so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And again, that was another video. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. If you have any questions or would like for me to demonstrate anything, please leave it in the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as possible and answer all your questions. You guys keep watching. I'm going to keep posting. Peace. Hey guys, this is a Sisterlock. As you can see, it's very small, but I consider this to be a medium Sisterlock. It's done about 4 months ago. This is her retightening. As you can see, her Sisterlocks have turned over very well. This is a micro braid. This micro braid, like I said in the video, they turn out to look exactly the same. So this is her 1-year anniversary. As you can see, her locks have turned over beautifully and it looks great. It's gorgeous. She still has a lot of curl on the end, so it just looks fabulous. And this is a new micro braid that I've done. So you guys will be able to follow me along and see how these turn out. And as you can see, I use a bricklayer pattern when I do these because I like it to look full and not so spacey. As you can see, it looks very full here, even though they're fresh. So you guys like what you see. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, join the family. Peace.